Unveiling the truth. Do Mounjaro injections hurt? Hi friends, I'm Elizabeth, Countess of Shopping. I have had the privilege of losing 79 pounds on Mounjaro weight loss over the last year. I'm the Countess of Shopping. This is my co-host, Mr. Freddy, and we're going to talk all about Mounjaro injections today and Zepbound injections. If you are just starting your Mounjaro journey and you're trying to figure out, like, is this gonna hurt? Is the Zepbound injection gonna hurt? I have got today for you a ton of solutions we're gonna go through talking about, does it hurt? Unveiling the truth about the injection as well. And these were the treats. I will link them down below, as is all of my resources we're gonna talk about today to help you on your Mounjaro weight loss journey or Zepbound weight loss journey. I have been on Mounjaro the last year, but I am not a healthcare provider, nor do I pretend to play one on the internet. I will always punch you back over to your healthcare provider as well, because I am not one, and this is not medical advice. So let's go in, let's rewind. With our Mounjaro injection, there are 3 spots you can do your Mounjaro injection. And so before you can figure out, does it hurt? With your Zepbound injection, which by the way, Zepbound and Mounjaro are the same thing. They both have the same manufacturer, Eli Lilly. They both have the same dosing. They start at 2.5 milligrams up to 15 milligrams. They just simply have different FDA approvals. Zepbound has approval for chronic obesity management or chronic weight management, whereas Mounjaro has FDA approval for type 2 diabetics. But let's go ahead and dive into those 3 injection spots. The 3 injection spots that our Eli Lilly literature tells us is going to be 1, the back of our arm, which the literature does say someone else should be the one putting that, administering that for you. Injection spot number 2 for Mounjaro and for Zepbound injection is your thigh. And number 3 is going to be your stomach. If you want to, by the way, many of you have said, Elizabeth, you're so chatty, and I am. If you want the quick instant answers, I have a blog post down below on countessofshopping.com, down in the description link below if you just want the Cliffs Notes version of this video, because I do realize I talk a lot, and some of y'all love that, and some of you don't, and so hopefully that will help everybody, of that there's several solutions for you to get the information. So there's 3 injection sites. I did not do the back of my arm for months and months and months, and my thigh for months and months and months, because my friends, I honestly was terrified. I'm like, that sucker is gonna hurt. And I felt like with my stomach, having had 2 babies, that I was not worried about the pain hurting my stomach. I'm like, that's nothing. I've had kids. Like, this is no big deal. I've had Botox. Do my eyebrows move? Mr. Freddy, do they move? So the bottom line is, does it hurt? For me, no, it's like a pinprick. Actually, Botox hurts worse for me than the actual injection does. However, everybody's body is different. In my free encouragement group, which thousands of people are in, it's Hotter Than Hot. It's linked down in the description link below. Totally free resource, but a really quality resource. Do make sure you answer all the questions, because you won't get admitted unless you do, because I don't allow any spammers in that group, only top quality, top shelf. But within that, I've had so many people be like, oh my gosh, that hurts. Because for me, the best spot that I love for injection is the back of my arm. And with that, I love it. I have the most weight loss. I have the most side effects. I just love the back of my arm with my injection sites. And so, but that one, I think I had built it up in my head that it was going to hurt way worse than it ended up hurting. It didn't really hurt. Like I said, Botox hurt worse for me. Now, one of our amazing, and my thigh hurt worse for me, and I don't know if it relates to fat on there. I mean, I had 100 pounds, I've had 100 pounds to lose, 125 pounds to lose. So there's kind of fat everywhere. 79 pounds down on my Mounjaro weight loss journey. And so with that, if I kind of reverse engineer this, if I go back, is there more fat on there? Does that make it hurt less or worse? I don't know. I don't think so. I think that for me, the least hurting one is my stomach. Well, see ya. He's so transactional. He's like, give me the treats, lady, and then I'm going to go run away. We filmed this video twice now, and so hopefully we're not refilming it. I've tried now. I'm not redoing this video. But so let's go over to our next piece of information. For me, what I want to also share is the pain of regret. Does the injection hurt? Not really for me, but one of our group members, and that's why this group is so powerful, one of our Mounjaro weight loss group members was like, Elizabeth, friendly reminder, if you're near your period, you may bleed more. And I'm like, oh yeah, and Botox, they told me that too, that when I was near my period, that I would bleed more. And that's totally normal. So maybe it hurts more near your period. I don't know. I haven't tracked that. A group member just literally was commenting on that. So I was getting ready to film this video. And I was like, oh, that's a really good point that I want to make sure I communicate. There's the count. He's walking by. Maybe the dog will come back. I know you guys are here for my co-host. Come here. So maybe that's one of the things to think about too. Is it the hormone time for you? Maybe that will hurt more, and it's not necessary. He is such a swine. Look, he's a thieving swine. He's like, I'm not going to sit up there. I'm just going to take the treat and run away. So maybe that's one of the reasons why it may hurt for other people in different areas with those 3 injection sites. For me now, it really doesn't. And I love the way Eli Lilly has done the manufacturing for the injection. So you have on here the safety mechanism on there to unlock or lock. The gray cap that you take off before you do your injection. You can see the needle on here. This is great if you're having your first injection. It's totally normal to have, in there a little bit of liquid left over on the needle after you've done your injection. In fact, this is a used one, clearly. There's a little bit of liquid still left in the pen. So something to think about too. I've done a whole video on Mounjaro pen malfunctions and Zepbound pen malfunctions, but that is totally normal, just FYI. If you have liquid left there, that is also totally normal. So going back over to talking about the different injection sites and the pain sensation of it, to me, it feels like a pinprick and honestly feels like something just pinched, like just a little pinchy pinch. I don't know if on my thigh, it's because I have less, I mean, my thighs, I am a thick milkshake, but I have more muscle that's going and I've lost a lot of weight around. I mean, I've dropped 5 pant sizes being on Mounjaro, which is crazy and mind blowing to me. So I don't know if that's why it's more noticeable to me. We do it, the Mounjaro pen and Zepbound pens, it will pop. It'll make this like a sound when it goes in and it will pop again, or I don't know how to make it. I need a sound effect. Gong. It's not this like boisterous. I wish it was like an air horn sound. It's very sounding of when you put it, when it goes, and then when you take it off your skin. After I hear the second click, I will count down 3, 2, 1, and then take it off. Just to make sure. I don't know if there was any, that's just my own rationale behind of how long I hold it after I hear that second popping sound to take it off of my skin. Going back to the pain part, to me, one of the things I would be not a good friend, and again, this is my experience, strength, and hope, not medical advice. Always check with your own healthcare provider. If you're needing a new healthcare provider, my absolute favorite is linked down below. If you're looking for a telehealth company who's fantastic, who prescribes both name brands, Mounjaro, WEGOVY, Ozempic, all of those, Zepbound, and compounds, meaning tirzepatide and semaglutide. They do both, they prescribe both, and they work with compound pharmacies as well that are reputable and that are third-party tested. That's the one I love, is linked down below, and I use this company for my own Mounjaro prescription. I would have great regret as a friend if I didn't tell you the pain of regret versus the pain of remaining the same. I think that was Jim Rohn who said that. I forget who quoted that. Tell me in the comments below. I want to make sure I'm giving the proper attribution for that quote. But the regret and the pain of losing 79 pounds and not being able to play with my kid, which now I'm actively, for the most part, able to do. I still have on my 100-pound journey, 125-pound journey. So obviously I have a ways to go, but obviously can play way more with my 8-year-old, the Duke, than I could at the beginning of this journey. Not being able to travel. You know how many things I missed out on in life and you may be able to relate to because I couldn't fit in the seat on the airline, needing that extra extender for the seatbelt, and just not doing things in general because of my weight. Or number 3, if I did do them, feeling so self-conscious about the weight. Of not only the physical hindrance, but the mental hindrance of it too. If you guys heard that thing in circus, have how they train, or they used to train, circuses, I don't go to those anymore because they make me so sad for the animals. But they used to, or they still do, train baby elephants by putting a really, really heavy shackle around their foot. And that way they couldn't move if they were on the peg to keep them from like running away. And because as a baby, they tried to move around and they couldn't. And then as they got older, they just stopped fleeing because that was how their brains were trained to be. It was the training mechanism of it. And for me, that analogy has proven true of like how much of this is past conditioning versus what is the truth now? What is the reality now? And so is a pinprick essentially to me. This little poke, this pinch, this, and for other people, their experience may be different. But for me, a little bit is certainly worth being able to play with my kid. Flying across the country, taking him to San Francisco this year. I will never forget that. On my deathbed, I'll remember that I took him on a fishing trip for the day, that we towed it all around San Francisco, just him and I. It was the coolest, most amazing experience as a mom. And how much I had missed off on by being so overweight and being able to build that back. Ooh, it's well worth the pinprick for me. Well worth. Now, I would not be a good friend. We've talked about I get emotional sometimes still. I'm still processing the last year of how much my life has changed. Being the same for decades and decades and decades of I want to lose the weight, I'm going to lose it and not. And then now losing the weight and being oh my gosh, this is actually my life. This is true. It's still, my brain is still catching up on that. But I would not be a good friend if I didn't tell you, we talk about painful things, is the serious side effects of Mounjaro and Zepbound. And if you look down below in my 160 plus Mounjaro videos, which make sure you click like and subscribe so you can see some more of those. The algorithm will show you more of my videos. If you've watched this far, you might want to watch some of those. One of our awesome viewers was telling me how she was binge watching all of my videos. Going back, there's serious side effects with Mounjaro. Not constipation, that's a common side effect. We'll talk about those in a minute, but serious ones, pancreatitis, appendicitis, cancer. But when you hear the cancer word, oh, it's so scary. Actually, it's a family genetic thyroid cancer that is rare. So talk to your healthcare provider about it, right? Talk to your healthcare provider about all of these serious side effects before taking Mounjaro or Zepbound. And if you didn't do that before taking it, go talk to them now about it. Because I think you would not be a good patient if you weren't well educated. So educating ourselves for our own bodies and our own composition. My experience may be very different from yours. I have had the most amazing, beautiful experience. And I thank God every day for Eli Lilly and the scientists behind it who created this incredible miracle drug. Although it's not a miracle drug, it's a miracle tool. It's a tool. It's a tool that's helped me use other tools for weight loss. And at the end of the day, I have had to put in the work. Yes, it has completely reframed my brain and changes with my hormones and the way that I feel about food. And I'm still continuing to heal that journey with food. But nonetheless, there's still serious complications that can happen for a very small portion of people who take this medication. There are the most common side effects, which if you talk about pain, honey, I will take these. They're gastrointestinal are the most common. Diarrhea, cha-cha-cha, constipation, nausea, and vomiting. I've not had vomiting, but just because I've not had something means that you may. I mean, just because we haven't means you may. And with Mounjaro 15 milligrams, the nausea for me I had not had. It is strong for me on Mounjaro 15 milligrams. But like I say, I'd rather have that. I actually welcome side effects now. I gratefully welcome them because I know weight loss is in store. Because typically on day 1 and day 2, I don't eat as much. Day 5, 6, and 7, my appetite is back. The appetite suppression is pretty much gone. And if you, by the way, many people who are just starting Mounjaro have been asking in the free encouragement group, and there's thousands of people in that group too, by the way. It's hotter than hot. Make sure you answer all the questions or you won't be in, because I don't want spammers in that group. And so make sure you answer all the questions. But in there, in the group, and I just totally lost my side of it. What are you doing? Can you sit down, please? So this is the second time we filmed this video. It has been a train wreck. I don't feel like putting it. I don't feel well today. And I was like, I'm not going to not show up for you guys, but I've already recorded. I've been sitting here for 45 minutes and I'm just ready to, so excuse me for getting my train of thought. Sit down. He's like, I'm not going to sit down. We were talking about serious side effects, common side effects. I'll take the common side effects. For me, I totally will take the common side effects related to Mounjaro. It is well worth it for me to be able to have the life that I'm living as a result. But I do think you need to have the proper information with this too. Now, going back over to pain with these two, kind of a pain in the rear end, is right now there's shortages going on with Mounjaro. So being well-versed when you need to refill your prescription is super, super important too. Staying on top of that. I refill mine every 23 days because of knowing that I need to have backup in case I travel, which I do. I have an upcoming trip as an executive producer for a large project, and I'm going to be traveling. So I'm going to need to take my medications. And if you didn't see my Mounjaro travel video, it's linked in the playlist down below. So let's go back over to a couple of things that will help me and hopefully help you. Again, this is my experience, strength, and hope, but hopefully will help you with side effects and also just with starting Mounjaro in general. I wish I had this when I first started because I was literally like blind. I had a friend who had taken Mounjaro and she had had great success. And she motivated me to look more into GLP-1s. So these are the resources I take now. One, I have learned protein is so paramount for weight loss in general, not just Mounjaro weight loss or Zepbound weight loss, but in general because of muscle mass loss. Now I have a muscle mass scale. I'll link it down in the description link below. It actually syncs with my smart tape measure, which I am obsessed with. It helps with weight stalls. They have a third product. It's all the same app. And I'll link these all down below for your blood pressure. So it will track in one app on your phone all of this incredible data for you to have in one spot. So you're not going here, there, and everywhere of like, what were my measurements? What was my weight? It's all in one spot. But with that muscle mass loss, I have gotten really serious about my protein. In the last 4 weeks, I've been taking a protein supplement at 6 ounces, 20 grams of protein. I chug it. My former sorority girl training comes in handy again. It comes in chocolate or mixed fruit. No, all joking aside, but it's made for patients on semaglutide and tirzepatide. I'm obsessed with it. 20 grams of protein. I timed it. It took me 35 seconds to chug 6 ounces. So getting that 20 grams of protein, I usually have that midday. That for me ensures I'm getting my protein in and helping with that muscle mass loss. Excuse me, I get acid reflux sometimes. That was a Mounjaro side effect. And I did not bring my water over here, and I'm having a little acid reflux there. So these are made for people intentionally with semaglutides or tirzepatides, so it helps with digestion too. They've been smart about that. Second one, I have switched. If you watched in my playlist, if you click that subscribe button, you've seen my playlist. In previous videos, I talked about daily supplements. I have switched. I have switched to one that has probiotics and prebiotics in it because of the Mounjaro gastrointestinal side effects, helping with that. It's not gummy because my dentist told me it was going to make my teeth fall out from taking like gummy vitamins. These are they're bites, but they're made out of dates. Yes, dates is the number one. It's 35 calories, but it's awesome. They do also have sleeping ones, the little bite-sized too. I'm getting into those and I'm obsessed with those as well. The third thing I wish I had known was electrolytes. I had been taking Gatorade and Powerade and like blue drinks and like red drinks. And I'm like, these dyes, that's not good for me. So I switched over to LMNT electrolytes. I've actually taken them over the last year on my 79-pound Mounjaro weight loss journey. It's one of the things I credit to success, which by the way, for all of these, I have discount links down on the description link below. All of the companies have been very generous with the Countess of Shopping community. These have magnesium, potassium, and sodium. It's awesome. I take it on day 0, 1, and 2, and it helps me with my Mounjaro side effects. It has been a game changer. My favorite flavor is raspberry salt. Duke, my 8-year-old, he is obsessed with watermelon salt. He's very active in sports, and he likes taking that before his sporting events. What was the other thing I was going to show you guys too? I brought it over. Oh, it was magnesium itself. I've since switched. I take this at nighttime to help me sleep. The one I took previously had one type of magnesium in it. This has 7. So this is the pill shape. You can see it against my finger. Hopefully you can see it. Okay, hello, camera. Why is it not? I don't know why it's... Today has just been, get behind thee, Satan. There's just been so many tech issues. So anyways, the pill is, you can see about how big it is. If you have problems taking bigger pills, it is a bigger pill. You take 2 of them at nighttime. But they're awesome, very helpful. I've noticed a big difference too by switching, and I am very appreciative of those. I did just order, and it just came. Everybody spice up your life. It is a 4-tier, it's a SpaceAid 4-tier spice rack. We're in our spice era. We're having our glow up with our spices with 28 glass spice jars. I need to wash them because I am a germphobe, so I have to put all 28 jars and their lids into the dishwasher. More on that in the upcoming video, but I'm so excited about that. I'm so excited about that one. And I've been revamping my whole kitchen because I eat so differently a year later from taking Mounjaro. So my sweet friends, if this video has been helpful for you, I want to make sure you get my free resources on countessofshopping.com. There's over 50+ articles on Mounjaro, Zepbound, and your GLP-1 medications. And they're also linked down below, like when's the best time to take Mounjaro from my experience. The worst like injection sites you can do. There's a whole bunch of different stuff. And I have a whole video on that as well down in my playlist. Go ahead and binge watch them. They're over 160 videos once you click that like and subscribe button to get my free Mounjaro weight loss success checklist and join the free Mounjaro weight loss encouragement group. All are welcome at that table. Do fill out all the questions. You will not be admitted. There's like 1,200 people on the waiting list because they haven't filled out the questions. So if you haven't filled out the questions, you need to fill out the questions because it prevents spammers from coming in. And that group is my safe zone too, as it is for thousands of other people. So keeping it right and tight and of the utmost quality is very important to me. If you've made it this far in the video, our emoji for today is going to be sunshine. That tells me you've made it this far in the video. If you don't know what that means, basically it means, A, I'm going to get to know you better. It shows me your user handle so I can get to know you better because I care. And truly, this whole intention for this channel is to be of a source of encouragement. And 2, I will pray over you. If you don't believe in prayer, I will uplift you as well as I go through. I may not respond to all the comments, but I do see all the comments. So Mr. Freddy's out now. Mr. Freddy sends his regards. Mr. Freddy and I both, be kind to yourself, be kind to others. I'm Countess of Shopping. Count my blessings because life is delicious. We'll see you next time. Bye, friends.